people were better off the past 3.5 years than they were under Trump's administration?
Yes.
Were low-income families better off under Trump or the last 3.5 years?
I said
Kamala?
the last 3.5 years.
Oh, you think they've been better off the last 3.5 years?
Yeah.
So you think she'll fix it in the next 4 years instead of when she was already vice president?
I hope so.
I grew up in a very low-income family. My dad was in the Marines. He got out of the Marines. He went to college. He was working as a bouncer and doing clinicals and being a father. So then my sister was born, and I think my family definitely could have benefited because we were low income, because my mom was trying to be a stay-at-home mom and also pick up shifts like catering. So I think my family specifically, and I know a lot of low incomes. I'm from a low-income area, like very, very small area. I didn't have a stoplight in my hometown, so I've grown up with a lot of families that are low income, and I think that...
Well, speaking about low income, not to cut you off, but do you think your family, who is a low income family, maybe other low income families, have been better off when Trump was president or the last 3.5 years with Kamala as vice president?
I would say, well, vice president and president are entirely different. I'm not a Joe Biden supporter. I think that right now, I think there could be better options, but I think what we're at, the child tax credit for homeowners...
Do you think low-income families were better off under Trump or the past 3.5 years?
I would say probably in the past 3.5 years. I think that, but I think that is again case by case basis. I think
we're generalizing. So in general, do you think low-income families were better off under Trump, or have they been thriving more under the Biden and Kamala administration? And to be fair, she did say there's nothing that she would have done differently that Biden has done.
Where did she say that at?
She said that at a town hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cause like I said, I'm not disputing that she said that.
It may have also been a podcast, but they asked her, "Is there anything you would have done differently?" And she said, "I really can't say that I would have," or something like that.
Okay. So I'm not caught up necessarily, because I'm in school, so I'm kind of I'm trying to get caught up on assignments, so I'm not necessarily like. And I also think I don't really get why she went on the Call Her Daddy podcast. I feel like, but also I don't know why Trump went on is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I just feel like I get trying to get young voters, but I think they both could have handled it a little bit more professionally, and not like both sides. I would say could be a little bit more professionally handled. But I do think this election, I think it's very split. I think it's getting hard to kind of figure out what's going on. But yeah, I don't.
So
really
final answer: were low-income families better off under Trump or the last 3.5 years?
I said the last 3.5 years.
Oh, you think they've been better off the last 3.5 years?
Yeah.
Are you voting for her?
We are.
You are? Okay,
Yes.
Finally. Why are you voting for Kamala?
Because I would never vote for that one ever.
Why?
Because he's terrible.
Why is he terrible? All these people disagree with you.
Well,
is that shocking?
Where is this video going?
It's just our YouTube channel.
Oh,
Tampa News. No.
I don't know. I don't align on the values with him, so yeah.
All right. Do you agree?
We are better people than what he represents.
Okay. You think Kamala is that?
Yes.
Okay. What policy of hers is your favorite?
The idea of democracy in general.
So what policy is that?
What policy is that?
Like what policy of hers are you really supporting in favor of to cast that vote in a couple weeks?
Okay, so I think it's an entire spectrum of things. In individual policy, I think my biggest thing I would say is that I like the idea that she is going to act more so in a context where she acts in uniform with other people and can bounce ideas and brings in smart people, whereas Trump is going to act in uniform by himself. I know that's not individually a policy. That doesn't directly answer your question, but I think more so perspective matters. I think emotional intelligence matters. I think mental stability matters. At 3 a.m., if the nuclear war is going off, I trust Kamala more than I trust President Stable Genius.
Okay. All right. And do you think people were better off the past 3.5 years than they were under Trump's administration?
Yes.
You do?
So I'm a physician.
Okay.
4 years ago, the country was in free fall.
Based on since my family is Hispanic, we've been voting for Kamala.
Okay. And what if someone was like, if the audience watching is like, oh, what does her being Hispanic have to do with anything with Kamala? Can you explain that for me?
Well, I would say that based on history, we've been seeing how Trump actions have been affecting us a little bit, as he was president, we prefer move forward with someone who knows could fix those mistakes in the past.
My babysitter just texted me that my baby is crying, so I need to go tend to my baby. If you enjoy my work and want to support me coming out here, I'm gonna have to pay that babysitter. So go to patreon.com/KAITLIN and sign up for $5 a month. You can get into my private Facebook group, chat with me there, and support my work. What mistakes were there?
I would say from borders, immigration, and it's been really tough for us since I prefer some of my family members come here to visit. But those opportunities have been extinct.
Okay. So you think she'll fix it in the next 4 years instead of when she was already vice president?
I hope so.
All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Oh, all right. What's it feel like that all these classmates are like, you have a very pro-Trump campus. Did you know that?
I did know that,
You did know that. So that's like well known here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. See, listen, I'm old now. I'm no longer a college student. I'm elderly. But when I was in school, it was very weird to be a Trump supporter and you were not well liked, and that was not something you disclosed publicly.
Oh, it should be.
It should be. Why do you think so? Okay.
I just don't have faith in Trump's vice president, who he has elected.
Really?
I know he was the senator of Ohio, I presume, or I believe, and I just don't have full faith in him.
Go ahead,
Trump, as an individual, from a business standpoint, he's very well educated. The way he presents himself, yes, he does have some demeanors about him that are not the most,
Right.
But
Someone once said, I wouldn't want to have Trump as my neighbor.
I could understand that. I mean, there'd be some pretty cool parties, but that's not my thing.
Yeah. Okay, is there any policy of Kamala's that you're like, yes, this is great, I love this, I want to support you, voting for you for this policy?
I will not lie, I am not fully educated on this matter. I'm not voting this election.
Okay.
I didn't register in time, so unfortunately I will not be doing that.
So that's one less vote for Kamala?
Yes, it is one.
All right, I'll take it.
I've seen her stance on immigration, and I think we can all collectively agree it's a big problem. She's talking about increasing...
You said immigration is a big problem? Okay. Do you know how many illegal immigrants the Biden-Harris administration has let in over the past 3.5 years?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah, so it's in the millions, and they just recently started implementing border control and using those resources and cracking down on that, because that has been a very, very big issue for voters. Now we're back, right now, currently, we are back to President Trump's numbers of illegal border crossings. So Trump kind of did it when he was president, and they had to go back to what he was doing to get those numbers that he had. But for all of Biden and Harris, it has been out through the roof. They're just busing them in. It's uncontrollable. There's crime in Ohio and everywhere else. Do you really think that they are gonna do better on the border when it's taken them 3.5 years to go back to have Trump's numbers?
Yes, because I think that what Trump has done and what he promised to do in his 2016 presidency, he just didn't do. Where's the wall that he promised all of us?
So you want the wall?
I don't know exactly what I want, but I know it's an issue. So,
all right, perfect. Thank you so much.
I just need a leader that is gonna stand by what they say.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that.